Just how simple does your message have to be in order to bring you paying clients? Yesterday, I was out with my daughters and my granddaughter, Sawyer. Sawyer is 4.5. And when the server came over and asked what we would like to drink, she said, "I'd like a water with lemon in a glass with a lid and a straw, please." That's how clear and concise you need to be in your message in order to get hired from the content that you're creating. At the time of this recording, I'm delivering a 3-part masterclass series that is all about creating the kind of content that actually gets you hired. And right now we are in the Facebook group and it's heating up. Things are really active in there, which I love. My manifesting generator soul feeds on that. And I'm seeing the same issues with messaging come up over and over and over again. So I wanted to talk about it with you here on the podcast. One of the things that I'm seeing in the Facebook group is that people are trying to sound smarter than they are in their content. And it may not be smarter than they are. They may be incredibly intelligent people. Most of the people in the coaching space are. However, what I am seeing is that people are trying to sound super, super smart in their content, and they're filling their posts with all of this spiritual gobbledygook and coach speak that really isn't saying anything. Look at your last post, your last podcast episode, your last YouTube video, whatever it is, because this is going to track across all of your content. Look at that and just notice, did you use extra words? Were you trying to fill the space? Did you think that something you were saying needed more oomph behind it with extra words or with bigger words? Because that's actually the wrong way to go about creating content. Henry David Thoreau so long ago said something about our lives being inundated or fittered away with details. And we are to simplify, simplify, simplify. And then I can't remember who offered a rebuttal to that. And the rebuttal was, would one simplify not have been suffice? So I want you to think about that when you're creating content. How simple can you make it? Our content needs to lead people as clearly as a 4.5-year-old asking for a glass of water with lemon, with a lid, and a straw, please and thank you. That's how simple it has to be. What I've been doing just for fun is reading some of the posts in the Facebook group to my husband. Now, don't worry if you're in the Facebook group. He doesn't know who you are. He doesn't know a lot about human design. He doesn't know a lot about online business. But sometimes I will just filter things through him just to say, okay, is this me just being too hard ass? And so I will filter it through him and I'll read him a post. And I'm like, can you tell me what this person does? 100% of the time, he's like, I have no idea. And that's a problem. Because your ideal fit client doesn't have any idea either. Your ideal fit client needs to see herself or himself in your content. They need to read or watch or listen to what it is that you are saying and think, oh my God, she gets me. She's inside my head. How does she know that that's how I think? And when you put all of this fancy languaging around it, people don't get what you're talking about and they need to get it very, very quickly. People are already overwhelmed. Life and business are overwhelming, and they come to social media, they listen to your podcast, they watch your YouTube video, whatever it is that they're doing, not to have a doctorate in psychology to be able to understand what it is that you're saying. They come in probably to be entertained, maybe to numb out, maybe to unwind, maybe to learn, not usually to learn, but let's just say maybe. But it's not like they're studying. They don't want to feel like they're in college listening to a professor try to understand what is being said beneath what's being said. Let's make it super, super, super simple for them. And let's make it easy for them to identify themselves in our content. So some of the things that are coming up in the Facebook group this week, people are saying, I help people. Who? I help humans. I help. That doesn't track. Because I need to know when I look at your post if you're for me or not. And I need to decide that. I will decide that very, very quickly. I'm not going to take 3 minutes and read an entire dissertation on a Facebook post if that first line doesn't tell me that you're for me. If that first line doesn't say, oh, this is interesting. Oh, I never thought about it that way before. Oh, she's asking a question that actually speaks to my soul. That's what we need to be doing. In copywriting, we say that the goal of your headline is to make people read the next line, and then to make people read the next line, and then the next line. So every line that you are putting in a piece of content needs to do a job of making people curious to keep reading. And if you are filling up the ethers with spiritual gobbledygook and coach speak that nobody can freaking understand, then you've lost people. Then I want to say, in all of the love and intensity that I have within my soul, you are not ever going to get hired when you use that type of content. Just this morning, I gave feedback on 3 posts, and it was exactly the same feedback for every single person. People want the transformation. They don't want the homework. They don't care about your process. They don't care if you have a scientific approach that blends whatever and whatever. They don't care. They want to know, what does it mean for them? What is going to be different in that person's life because they solved this problem that you helped them solve? And if you don't know the problem that you helped them solve, then you best get to work figuring that out first. So I know that I can get carried away, and I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry, because you need to hear it. It's tough love time. You need to hear this. The doors for Content by Design are now open, and I would love to welcome you in if this is calling to you. We're going to spend 8 weeks together at least. We usually go a little longer because along the way I notice people need an integration week or something comes up that's needed, and we just flow within that a little bit. So we're going to spend at least 8 weeks together. And we are going to take you from this place of not knowing what to say and maybe not making enough money in your business to really feeling it in your soul, what you're here to say. You're going to understand how you need to say it so that it lands with exactly the people that you're here to serve. And then you're going to be able to forget about everybody else, not worry about being judged or not liked or rejected because you're not for everybody, but you will know exactly who you're here for. You're going to understand how to leverage your human design so that content creation becomes easy and fun. And the biggest thing I want to say is that it's effortless. Because right now what I see is that most people are really struggling to create content. It's not an enjoyable task. And you know, if you're in this space, that energy is going to carry through. That energy of you struggling and trying to create a post that lands is going to come through on the other end, and your reader is going to pick up on that energetically, and they're not going to hire you. And we can fix this. We can get you creating the kind of content that flows from your soul onto the screen and into the soul of your ideal fit client so that you get hired to do what you came here to do and have the impact you're here to have. The doors for Content by Design are only open for a week. So I would love to have you in there. I'm going to pop the link in the show notes for you. And I'm also going to put my email in there so that you can reach out to me if you have any questions at all, or if you want more information about it. It's time for you to get making the money that you're here to make, my friend.